Welcome to Real Estate U with Lettiann.
And we are back, Real Estate U with Lettiann. Burton Kelso joins us again. Thank you so much for all of those fantastic LinkedIn tips. Burton, we know you have some additional tech tips for directly related to real estate professionals. Is that right?
That's right. Year-end tips for real estate agents. So
did you say year-end?
Year-end, yeah.
Okay, good to know, because there's a lot to do in the year-end.
There is.
People already think it's Christmas, and they're already not working, which is fine, because the 10,000 of those people can go party, and the 1,000 of us will sell the rest of the homes.
So does this mean your tree's up already, Lettiann?
I don't do trees.
Oh, okay. I got you.
I don't have time.
Oh, hey, nothing wrong with that.
I should hire it out.
You should hire it out, yes.
Yes, because everyone likes a tree.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think part of the challenges with agents and with business professionals is that they don't really get on board as far as which moves they need to make with technology. I mean, when it comes to the new year, we're thinking about fitness and how we're going to become more organized in the year, but we really need to think about some of the tech stuff that we need to do as far as moving forward with the new year. So probably one of the first tips we need to talk about is cybersecurity, which is a big deal that people need to get on board with, because ransomware has been a big threat. Especially
What is that?
Ransomware?
Is that the stuff you see on espionage movies?
No.
That they make you pay $50,000.
That is, yeah. But that's usually with a person, with ransomware, it's your data they take hostage. So you get the little note saying, hey, Lettiann, we've got all of your records. We've got them hostage. You've got to pay some money in order to get them back.
That really happens?
It really happens, yes.
So how does one protect themselves?
Well, the first thing that people need to understand about cybersecurity as we move forward is that cybersecurity, for most hacks to occur, requires user interaction. So most of all smart devices are protected. So your smartphone, your computers, your laptops, they all have the built-in security in there, so you don't have to worry about getting extra protection. It all boils down to, even with the larger businesses, that's how they get affected. Some employee clicks on something they're not supposed to, and then it not only infects their device, but it goes across the entire network and just locks everything up. So
you just gave me an idea, but that's neither here nor there.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm just kidding.
So
that's so wrong. So how does one prevent that from happening? You said don't click on links.
Don't click on things. Right. Don't visit.
But there's no protection that's download. Like you put a protection in there.
Well, all devices have antivirus.
Smart.
Yeah,
so
being smart.
Just be smart.
Right, because people need to realize that cyber criminals understand how to get by all the antivirus software that is on your device.
Click on this cute puppy picture and you'll learn more about puppies.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Or click on this cool video. But when you do that, it just opens the door for people to get into your computer.
I tell my husband that all the time.
Is he clicking on stuff?
He used to click on everything.
He's
and
got to smack his hand.
I know,
right.
Anyway.
But yeah, so passwords are key as far as internet security is concerned. Make sure that you're using strong passwords. Passphrases are really good to use, like Purple Fox or Stinky Chicken. Those are examples of passphrases rather than your complicated passwords, because passphrases just pop into your mind a lot easier than just your standard password. And of course, when it comes to passwords, you want to use a password keeper to manage all of those different passwords for all your accounts.
What would you say? Do you have a couple of names to throw out?
I sure do.
I'm going to see if you're going to name the one I use.
LastPass?
I use it.
All right, yeah.
So I was very nervous about using it. Like, oh my God, now everyone's going to know.
Right.
But I'm over that. You got to get over stuff like video, folks. Get on video.
That's right. Yes.
Right.
That is right. The other thing I was going to suggest too, as far as password keepers, would be browsers like your Chrome and your Firefox account. If you didn't want to use LastPass and you're just in Chrome and Firefox all the time, yes, you can use your browser as a password keeper, because it'll allow you to log into all those different online accounts. And you've got a resource you can go to make sure that every password for all of your online accounts is different, because that's what you want.
Please don't be the same.
That's right.
Tell my husband that as well.
Right. So next, back up your stuff.
Oh boy, no one knows how to do that, do they?
I would hope so. There's backup software that you could install. So Windows computers
I can't wait till you come aboard. Just can't wait.
So probably one of the best ways to back up your stuff is with cloud backup. There's a company called Carbonite. For $70 a year, Carbonite will back up all of your items automatically.
Where does it back up to?
Your favorite place. The cloud.
What is the cloud? But
Someone else's computer.
We don't have enough time. Yeah.
Someone else's computer. That's all it is.
It must be one big ass computer.
It is one big ass computer.
In the cloud.
Yes.
Every time I'm on an airplane, I'm like, oh, there's the cloud.
Oh, that's too funny. And the good thing with Carbonite, as far as business professionals and real estate agents are concerned, is that if you have a ton of video, Carbonite will back up your video. And like I said, it's
nice.
unlimited backup. So it's just all your stuff. As soon as you connect your computer or device to the internet, it just automatically backs it up. So that's one less thing that you have to worry about. And if something catastrophic happens to your device, then you can just get a new device and then just download your stuff
from the cloud.
Carbonite. Yes, and you're back in business. Because, I mean, what's the alternative? You lose your data and then you have to pay thousands to try to retrieve it?
This is sort of like when you go to confession and you're like, oh, crap, I'm not doing that the right way.
Right.
And you're thinking of all the bad things that can happen to you because you didn't do that the right way.
Right.
Oy.
I know.
I'm going to rewind this segment again.
Oh, that's too funny.
I'm serious. Carbonite. So one just goes and you Google
Google Carbonite, yeah.
Okay.
So do you know the significance of Carbonite? I know the guys listening and producer knows what Carbonite is. Little Star Wars trivia there for you. So the stuff that Han Solo was encased in Empire Strikes Back is Carbonite. So
this, okay.
yeah, he was like turned into a statue.
So he was
that
in the
substance
cloud?
was no. Nerd. I know, right? You're right. So yeah, in a sense, he was in the cloud, but we'll get into that another time.
Oh,
we'll
my
let people
word.
look it up.
I'm so behind, and I thought I was so ahead.
That's funny. So the other New Year's or tech resolution I was going to recommend is people need to start purchasing domains for their real estate businesses like you have, and for the regular businesses using this Google or Gmail accounts and Yahoo accounts. Just not professional at all.
Righto.
Yes. I mean, when you do that, it's like branding your Google or Yahoo. Because, I mean, if you were Lettiann at yahoo.com, what are people going to remember? Lettiann or Yahoo?
And then that goes away.
Exactly.
It's not about me, but I did secure Lettiann.com probably 10 or more years ago.
That's good.
Because it was suggested to me. But I think a lot of people are only thinking about today,
right,
and not tomorrow.
Right, exactly.
So, we'll just go grab an email, or we'll just, And
agents are notorious for that. I mean, I don't know how many agents are using Gmail addresses, using Yahoo, and I've seen agents even use AOL email addresses.
The agents here in our office, the associates, have Judith at Lettiann.com email. So we need to let them know that they're really above the grade there.
Right. And the one thing about having your own domain or your own email address is you own it rather than the mail company. Gotcha. If you use a Yahoo or Gmail address, they own it. So they can do whatever they want to with your professional email. And that's something that you don't want to happen. Then also, too, you get the branding aspect of having your own domain name. So if you don't have your own business site or real estate site, you definitely need to design one. And you need to use the email that comes with that website too, because it all helps in that branding package, and it keeps you more secure from all of the criminals and hackers out there, because most of your spam messages are going to come through those free email accounts, like the Yahoos and the AOLs and Gmails.
I feel catapulted back up into a good spot. I felt really behind about 2 minutes ago, and now I'm like, wow, okay, I'm ahead of the game. But what it takes is baby steps.
Right.
You're building a business of bricks.
Right.
Not slapping something up of sticks.
Mm-hmm.
So you do one thing this year, then you do one big thing next year.
Right.
And then before you know it, 10 years have gone by. And here we are having a podcast show.
Right.
Who would have thought 10 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
And domain names were almost, if you haven't secured a domain name that's something to do with you,
right,
you're 10 years too late. Because what people are doing is they're scooping up domain names and then selling them to the people.
Right.
So they're almost paying what, double, triple?
That's exactly right, yeah. Or you have to come up with, and because of that, some businesses have to come up with a domain name that just has nothing to do with their brand at all. And that's an unfortunate situation to be in.
What's the Lettiann brand? Because that's not really, it doesn't really say what we do. So that's why we're on video a lot explaining
right.
We are your real estate advisor for life.
That's correct. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Not one and done.
Well, you're the brand. So everyone knows what you do. So
you just told me about Colonel Sanders and what happened there.
Well, no, he's still around.
Okay.
So at some point, it'll be the Lettiann face. people will know, you know?
Okay.
So yeah. So
But consistency,
You got it. You
because
got
people forget you in a matter of days.
exactly.
So anyway, continue on with our checklist for the end this last quarter. What we need to do to secure ourselves.
Get more active on social media. On more social media accounts is another resolution that you need to look for
Can you
2020.
throw some of those out there besides the obvious?
What, like LinkedIn and Facebook, Twitter and Instagram? All right. And yeah, that's about it. I almost said Snapchat, but that's not a necessity. But yes, and getting on social media doesn't mean selling. It means going out and creating those relationships and building your brand.
You didn't mention YouTube.
Oh yeah, I forgot that is a social media.
That's why I'm here to help. I'm just here
Well,
to help.
thank you. I appreciate you for throwing it out there. I was baby steps. I was trying to do baby steps because YouTube is a big one.
It's like number 2.
It is. It is.
And I don't
it
mean
really
that
is.
in the number 2 way. I
You
mean,
mean
it's
as far
the
as
bomb.
ranking.
It's
Yes,
the
it
ranking.
is.
No, I
It's
mean,
the bomb diggity.
YouTube's the bomb. We had a
Yes.
conversation at a dinner table last night. The kids watch YouTube. I don't mean kids. These are kids in 21 and over.
Right.
And I think I heard one of the producers say they watch a ton of like all they do is watch YouTube.
That's all I do.
Yeah.
I just watch YouTube. So the content's out there. So
And
yes,
listen to
YouTube.
podcasts.
And listen to podcasts like this one. Yes.
Right.
Yes. But yeah, the content's out there. So you really need to embrace social media. Embrace it in a way where you're developing relationships, because the whole goal of social media is to build your brand, develop relationships. But as far as a marketing presence on the web, you want people to go back to your website, which is something you own. YouTube can go away at any time. Facebook, all of that stuff can go away. But if you have your own domain and your own website, that's there permanently as long as you buy that domain name and own it.
Right.
So that's the goal with social media.
Why are people so afraid of social media? Ooh, someone might find me. There was a time that I was like, oh, there's, I don't really know what's out there. Now it's like, just put it out there.
Right. I think you should. And I think people don't think that they're interesting enough. I think there's insecurities because once you are on social media, you're kind of out there for the world to see and judge. And I think people are concerned about the comments that you can make on social media, like if you delivered good business or not, or maybe they criticize you about some post you put out there, and people don't want to be under that microscope. But you can still be on social media and not necessarily share your entire life with people. You want to share little tidbits so people can know little stuff about you so that they can develop relationships with you.
And if you don't have haters, you're not doing anything.
Yeah, that's right. If you don't have haters, you're not doing anything at all.
And not
I
that
love
they're haters. I mean, that's kind of a strong word, which I don't really care for that word. But if you're not, taking risks,
Right.
what are you doing then?
Right.
And once a month video or once a month post or once a week post is not enough.
No.
What's Gary Vaynerchuk say, Andy?
1,000
Joshua?
a day?
Which he's, over the top, of course.
1,000 pieces of content a day is what he does.
Yeah, of course, it's very Gary V. And I was fortunate enough.
Gary V says that? 1,000 pieces of
Well, he's-
content a day?
That's what he said.
That's what he does.
That's what he does. I don't know when he eats, but
He's got to have a team doing that.
of
for him.
Course
It
he
just
does.
ain't
Oh,
Gary.
definitely. Definitely.
Wow.
He probably just has a couple more people than I have here.
I would say so, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and I'm tickled. Gary V did call me. I love Gary V. I'm all for him, and I love how he really wants to help people succeed,
Yes.
big and small.
Right.
Is the important part there.
It
So,
is. It is.
Yeah. What other tech tips do we have today?
Make sure that your software is up to date because,
How do you do that?
well, the key I was going to throw out there is that Windows 7 and Server 2008 is going the way of the dodo, meaning that
The
there's
dodo.
yeah,
Is that
it's
like
dying.
the opposite of cloud?
Yes. It is dying. No more support for Microsoft for those devices.
Say
so
it
if you've
again.
got a
7, 8, 7.
Windows 7 is
And-
going away, and Server 2008. So if you've got an old server, you need to look at it for your office and
Where
make
do you
sure.
find that?
Usually it's in the closet, the server. It is.
When I go out to eat, I hope the server's at my table.
Right,
But
exactly. But yeah, your computer server is going to be hiding out in the closet. So you can open the door, look at your server, and find out which version you have. Because the challenge with dealing with outdated software, such as Windows 7 and Server 2008, is you don't get those security updates. So hackers are able to physically get into your systems and cause damage. So you definitely don't want to work with outdated stuff.
the normal human can't go to the closet and check their server. I would have no idea what to look for.
Right,
so
exactly.
That's where they would call you, Burton.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, you want to call us to do all that computer repair service stuff on.
It's kind of like the
servers
baklava, because how do we even know what we're looking at?
Right.
That's is that correct? I can probably figure out the year of something, but
Right.
it's almost like some things are just worth hiring out.
Oh, definitely. Yeah,
sure.
because I mean, servers pretty complicated. Computers for many business owners is complicated to deal with too. So yeah, you want to call in a professional to come in and kind of give you the once over as far as your technology is concerned, so that you can move forward and make sure that your business is safe. Because businesses that become targets of ransomware either are going to have to pay a lot of money, or even with a security breach. And if they suffer a security breach, heck, they may go out of business, and that happens
It's
to a
so
lot
scary.
of business. It is,
very
and
scary.
no one wants to be that agent or that business person that says, "Hey, we goofed up. We let your data get into the hands of cyber criminals," because it's just going to ruin that trust, and people aren't going to want to do business with you.
So we need to update our server
And your computer, yeah.
and your computer.
Mm-hmm.
So when it says install updates, is that what kind of thing you're talking about? Click the yes
Yes, you always want to click the yes
instead
to
of
install
the
the updates.
later.
Right, later, yeah.
Later.
That puts you in trouble.
Okay.
The reason being is because Microsoft, Apple, and all the software companies out there put out what's called a bug bounty. So you've got nerds over the internet that want to get the bug bounty. So they basically look for holes in the software and the hardware. And if they discover one and it's verified, then the nerd gets some money, the bounty. And then, of course, we get the reward in getting an update for our system.
This sounds like a TV show.
The-
I mean, the
bug
things-
bounty?
Yeah.
Yeah, it could
does.
be, yeah.
Oh, it's just to think people are out there doing that.
Well, you know why cyber criminals do what they do, right? Because they're overseas and it's money, and they realize that people are ignorant as far as technology is concerned. So that's why education is key, and it's a lot easier to kind of sit on a computer and create bogus stuff, or to create a program that will knock on the door until they get into someone's computer, rather than
Plus, it's
making
so
it on-
impersonal. It's
Right.
They probably don't feel bad because they're not sitting in front of you going, "Well, I just robbed you of all your credit cards."
Right, exactly.
So, yeah, that's too bad. One more tip, and then I have a sidebar question.
You've got a sidebar question. Okay.
Would you like that first?
Oh, no. Well, yeah, get the sidebar question, yeah.
What's the life of a laptop?
Most businesses should expect to get, I would say, 5 to 7 years from their devices, and probably 7 to 10 years with their desktop computers.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, as long as you treat it like a baby, you don't want to throw it around or any of that good stuff.
Somehow
out
I
there.
thought it was like 2 to 3 years.
Yeah. No,
Maybe-
well, it used to be, but I think
Okay.
that's the misinformation that's out there, because most of your tech devices are getting on the cloud to get information. So you really don't need to go out and get a new computer every 18 months
They,
like you used
they
to.
tell you that, though.
Of course they are, because they want to sell you stuff,
Burton, we have about 1 minute left.
Mm-hmm.
What's our final tip of the day here for this as we wrap up 2019 and get our act in gear?
The final tip of the day would be to make sure that you take care of your devices. If you don't be in the dark as far as technology is concerned, if you're confused about anything that's out there, you definitely want to, especially with a business, you want to go out and ask for help. Don't suffer. in silence.
Don't prolong or delay it.
That's right. Take care of it immediately.
I'm guilty of it myself, just sitting across from you. So I've got some things to check off my list with my cybersecurity. So thank you so much, Burton Kelso with Integral, and he can help you with all your tech needs. Give Burton a call.
Thank you.